Sir, the main reason for the rise in prices, according to me, is the deficit financing engaged by the government. I will only give a few examples of deficit financing and what is happening in this country. Between 1985 and 1986, there has been a deficit of rupees 4,000 crores as per the latest answer given by the Honorable Minister of State for Planning and Program Implementation recently in the Lok Sabha. With this kind of a budgetary deficit, naturally the government should be aware that the prices will go up. But when this point was raised during the budget discussion by me and many honorable members, the then Finance Minister and the Honorable Prime Minister both said that deficit financing would not in any way affect the rise in prices and they had taken full care of it. But it is very clear that because of the deficit created by the government and because the government is not able to live within its means, the main reason for the inflation in economy has come about. Para. Sir, I may also bring to your notice that the share of revenue expenditure of the government has grown. Actually, when you take the price in tax ratio in relation to GDP, it was 9% in 1960 to 61 and in 1985-86 it was only 15%. The tax ratio has not increased commensurate to the expenditure and what happened consequently is that there has been created a deficit and the deficit has to be managed by the government by various methods. Most probably, the Honorable Minister would have read the latest theory that inflation definitely is caused by deficit and democratic governments always engage in deficit by budgeting because they are seeing only what is to be done today. In a welfare economy, they want to do their best, whether they have money or not. They want to go about it, but ultimately they end in deficit. We see that whether it is the government at the center or the state, because the aspiration of the people are so much. The government wants to do so much. First of all, it is unlike a householder who has his budget according to his income. First of all, he finds that what is the income and how much he could spend from his income. But how the government proposes and puts up its budget is first of all it wants to know how much the people want, what all the want of the people are. Then it aggregates the whole thing and then says the budget is not sufficient. It is not able to raise the tax revenue and then it goes in for borrowing or printing of currency notes. Ultimately and naturally inflation comes into being and then they say that the holders and others are increased. Stop.